Okay, so everyone knows Apple, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for years, the iPhone's been seen as, well, the king of smartphones.
Pretty much the dominant force, yeah.
It's that device, the one people associate with premium design, maybe a bit of status. That's the perception anyway.
That's definitely the common view.
But what if the sources we looked at for this deep dive, what if they show something else? A completely different story.
Go on.
That a Chinese company, Huawei, wasn't just climbing fast, aiming for #1.
Right.
But in some really key ways, they'd already beaten Apple. Before, politics basically slammed the door.
The ban, yeah. That changed things massively.
Exactly. So let's unpack that. Our deep dive today is looking right at this question. Apple versus Huawei.
Yeah.
Who really comes out on top based on the info we've got from your sources.
Okay.
You want to get past the brand hype and look at the actual facts, the innovations, and those big external forces that shape this whole fight.
And we're definitely going to use the sources you gave us for that. They map it out really clearly, actually, across loads of different areas.
Like what?
Well, revenue, market share, sure, but also the tech innovations, the camera wars, even how global politics just completely reshaped the competition.
Right.
So this deep dive will pull out the most important bits, help you sort of understand the nuances, the things people don't usually talk about in, regular tech news.
Yeah, the hidden details.
Exactly. And what's fascinating here is figuring out who the winner is. It's not simple, not straightforward at all. It's quite a complex picture we're painting.
Couldn't agree more. Okay, so let's jump into the numbers first.
Yeah.
Because money talks. Right?
Usually tells a big part of the story, yeah.
Our sources give us some solid figures. Apple, 2024, pulled in a massive $391 billion total revenue.
Whoa.
And get this, over $200 billion of that was just iPhones.
Just the phones.
Just the phones. More than half their entire business from one product line.
Right.
It's a huge reliance.
Incredible focus. Okay, what about Huawei?
Huawei, same year, made 704.2 billion Chinese yuan. Now that works out to about $118 billion.
Okay, so significantly less than Apple's total, but still a very big number.
A huge number. But like you said, you need the context.
Exactly. Zooming out, that $118 billion, you have to remember, they achieved that while being banned in loads of countries.
Right, cut off from Google Apps.
Yeah, no Google Maps, no Gmail, no Play Store outside China. That's a massive handicap.
Seriously.
So Apple's operating globally, full access, everything. Huawei's dealing with these huge restrictions and still pulling in over $100 billion. It says a lot about their resilience, their internal strength.
So Apple's bigger in sheer numbers, obviously.
Clearly. But the sources put it like, Huawei is fighting with one hand tied behind its back and still surviving.
That paints a picture.
It really does. And it makes you ask, okay, what if those restrictions weren't there? Where would Huawei be now?
The whole market could look totally different, radically different.
Totally. It really underscores how this isn't just about phones and features.
No kidding. Okay, so that's the money side, sort of setting the scene. What about the actual tech innovation?
Yes. And here, the sources draw a really clear contrast.
How so?
They frame Huawei as the pioneer, like the wild scientist of the phone world.
Wild scientist. I like that.
Yeah. Always experimenting, pushing things. They were first with commercial 5G tech in phones. They jumped into foldables early.
Right, the foldables were a big deal.
It's huge. And the cameras. Giant sensors, those absolutely crazy zoom lenses.
Oh yeah, the periscope zoom.
Exactly. And even building their own operating system, HarmonyOS, from scratch, basically. Their own version of iOS or Android. Always trying new things.
Okay, so Huawei's the experimenter. What's Apple then?
Well, what's striking is Apple's completely different strategy. They're rarely the first to invent something new.
They wait.
They often wait. They let others test the waters. But then when Apple does adopt a technology,
They polish it.
they polish it to an incredible degree. They refine it, integrate it perfectly, and make it work flawlessly for, the mainstream.
Yeah. Like Face ID?
Or AirPods.
Exactly. Perfect examples.
Yeah.
Or the Apple Watch. None of those were the absolute first of their kind. But Apple made them easy, reliable, and crucially cool and successful. Yeah. So you've got Huawei as the experimental scientist, pushing the raw tech boundaries.
And Apple.
Apple's more like the artist, making technology elegant, refined, something people really desire.
Artist versus scientist. That's a great way to put it. Does this difference in strategy have bigger implications? Like, does Apple risk falling behind on the really big leaps?
That's a really sharp question. And yeah, the sources hint at that trade-off. Apple's method. Super high quality, user-friendly, rarely messes up.
Right. Reliable.
very reliable. But it can mean they let others prove a concept first. Huawei's way. It let them be first with some genuinely groundbreaking stuff.
But maybe not always perfectly smooth at launch.
Sometimes less polished initially, yeah.
Yeah.
High risk, high reward. And it was paying off for them in some areas big time before
the external factors hit.
Before the external factors hit.
Yeah.
Got it. And speaking of making tech elegant and desirable, that ecosystem thing Apple does. It's powerful.
Absolutely. The sources really emphasize Apple's mastery there.
It's that whole thing where your iPhone, your iPad, Mac, Watch, AirPods, they just work together.
Seamlessly. Like the sources say, they talk to each other like best friends.
It's not just marketing. Taking a photo on your phone and poof, it's on your Mac. Copying text on the iPad, pasting it on the iPhone. It feels almost like magic sometimes.
It's incredibly smooth, and that exact seamless experience is what Huawei's been trying to build with HarmonyOS.
Right, their own system.
Yeah, a big push to connect phones, laptops, tablets, watches, even smart home stuff. It's a really ambitious plan.
How's that going?
Well, the sources say in China, HarmonyOS is doing pretty well. Some reports even suggest it's actually replacing Android there in some cases.
Wow, really?
Yeah. But outside China, its global footprint is way, way smaller than iOS.
The Google ban effect again.
Partly, yeah. It shows their ambition, their technical skill, but also how hard it is to replicate Apple's global ecosystem reach without that full suite of Google services everyone expects.
Makes sense. Okay, let's zoom in on one specific feature people argue about constantly. Cameras.
Ah, the camera wars.
Well, who takes the better picture, according to the sources?
Well, for still photos, Huawei often comes out ahead. Phones like their Mate series, the Pura series, they frequently win in comparisons.
Especially in certain conditions.
Exactly. Low light, night shots, they excel there. And the zoom capabilities, just incredible, using those huge sensors.
Like having a proper camera in your pocket.
Pretty much. The sources say it's like carrying a mini professional camera. That level of detail and zoom.
Okay, so Huawei wins on stills and zoom versatility. What about Apple?
Apple's strength, according to the sources, is video. iPhones are consistently called amazing for video.
Why is that?
Just really smooth, cinematic-looking footage, very natural colors, reliable quality.
And that matters to people.
Oh, hugely. The sources point out that's why tons of YouTubers, even indie filmmakers, actually shoot on iPhones.
Oh, right. For content creation.
Precisely. It's consistent, high-quality video, so it puts a question to you, the listener, doesn't it?
Which is more important?
Yeah. For your use. That amazing still photo power and zoom from Huawei, or the super smooth, reliable video from Apple. It's a genuine choice between different strengths.
Definitely different philosophies again. Okay, we've mentioned it a few times, but we have to really address the elephant in the room. That 2019 U.S. ban on Huawei.
Yeah, absolutely pivotal. It completely changed the game.
What were the exact consequences based on the sources?
Two main things. Banned from using Google mobile services, so no Gmail, Maps, YouTube, Play Store pre-installed.
Which is critical outside China.
Absolutely critical. And second, cut off from using advanced American-designed chips. High-performance processors, basically.
Ouch. Imagine buying a phone without Google Maps or YouTube.
The sources say that's tough outside China. And yeah, it was. Sales outside China just plummeted, especially in Europe, which was a big market for them.
So massive blow globally.
Massive. But here's the fascinating part, the resilience aspect again. Inside China.
They bounce back.
They bounce back strong, doubled down, started making their own chips, pushing HarmonyOS even harder, survived and, in many ways, thrived domestically by adapting.
Incredible.
And the sources make this really bold claim. Without the ban, many experts believe Huawei could have been #1 worldwide.
#1. Beating Samsung and Apple.
That's what many experts cited in the sources believe. Yeah, it suggests their momentum was huge before it got artificially stopped.
Wow. That's kind of staggering to think about.
It really is, and it connects to the bigger picture, right? It shows the immense power of politics in the tech world, how geopolitics can override innovation, market trends, everything.
It's a massive lesson for any global tech company, isn't it? You could have the best tech but still be vulnerable.
Absolutely. It proved that even giants aren't immune to these external forces. The tech battlefield is way bigger than just labs and marketing.
Do the sources give any clues about how Apple might have reacted if Huawei hadn't been banned, if they'd kept that momentum?
They don't spell out Apple's playbook exactly, but the implication is strong. Apple would have faced serious, unprecedented pressure.
To innovate faster.
Yeah, especially on hardware like cameras, where Huawei was pushing so hard. Maybe rethink their pricing strategy, too. Huawei was aggressive there.
So it could have forced Apple out of his comfort zone.
Very likely. It would probably have sparked an even fiercer global innovation race. We might have seen different things from Apple sooner.
Interesting alternate reality to think about.
Yeah.
Okay, beyond the tech, beyond politics, there's the brand itself, the image.
The intangible factor, but super powerful.
A phone isn't just specs, is it? For many, it's a statement. And the sources describe Apple's brand, especially in the West, as a lifestyle, a fashion statement.
Right. There's that certain awareness. You pull out an iPhone, people notice. It's tied into culture.
Yeah, definitely. How does Huawei's brand compare?
Well, Huawei is definitely respected for technology, no doubt about that. And in China, parts of Asia, it's huge. It's seen as a symbol of national pride.
A homegrown tech champion.
Exactly. But globally, especially in the West, the sources say it doesn't carry the same cool factor as Apple.
Not the same lifestyle vibe.
Not really. The brand appeal, that emotional connection, just isn't as strong or universal outside its core regions.
Which brings up another question for you, the listener, right?
Yeah.
How much does that brand image, that cool factor, actually matter in your tech choices?
Yeah. Is it just about the tech? Or does that feeling a brand gives you play a role too? Sometimes that's just as important as the specs.
It's a good question. So, okay, we've gone through financials, innovation, ecosystem, cameras, politics, brand. Let's try and bring it all together. After this deep dive, who really wins? What's the final takeaway from the sources?
Well, like we said at the start, it's nuanced. Very nuanced. If your measure is global money, market share, sheer brand power, especially in the West, Apple is the champion. Still undisputed.
Okay. Clear winner on those fronts.
Absolutely. But if you look at pushing the boundaries of innovation, especially cameras for a while there, and dominating the absolutely massive and complex Chinese market against all odds,
Then Huawei.
then Huawei, according to the sources, actually beat Apple in some really critical ways. They were leading the charge on certain tech fronts.
Until politics stepped in.
Until politics fundamentally changed the game, it stopped Huawei's global rise dead in its tracks. And the sources are clear. Huawei proved Apple wasn't untouchable. They showed it could be challenged, seriously challenged, on technology.
So it really boils down to what you value most. The sources basically present this choice, don't they?
They do. The real winner depends on what you care about most, status or technology.
Are you going for the proven, globally recognized lifestyle brand? Or the company that was, for a time, arguably the most aggressive technological innovator, even if its global reach got cut short?
Exactly. And this whole story forces us to see how things outside of tech politics, trade wars, can just completely rewrite the rules. It's not always about who builds the better mousetrap.
Which leaves us, and you, the listener, with something to chew on.
Yeah,
Right. If that ban hadn't happened, what would the phone in your pocket look like today? Would it even be an iPhone? Or would you be holding a Huawei, experiencing a totally different vision for mobile tech? Makes you think.